Alright, good morning and welcome back. CACTUSMAIN here. Continuing on with part 2 of repotting a store-bought cactus. If you watched part 1, you saw where we took the peat off of the root system of this parodia scopa. And now it's time to pot it up. Came out of this 3-inch pot right here, and we're going to upgrade it to a 4.5-inch pot. Now if you want, you could use clay pots, nice decorative clay pots. Try to stay away from glazed clay pots because they tend to hold the water in longer. Non-glazed, they evaporate easy. Plastic is the same as glazed clay pots. It holds water in longer. But if you're growing in a greenhouse and you have experience taking care of cacti, it's rather simple with the plastic pots to monitor how wet the soil is and stuff like that. So just using a reused pot. Every time you use a reused pot, you want to wash it out on the inside, make sure in case the planting it before had a disease or any kind of bacteria in the soil all over the pot, you want to make sure you get it out of it. So we're going to start off just for cleanliness. I like to just place my pot in the soil. Let's go ahead and move this guy. And you want to just put a little bit in the bottom. Alright, I don't know if you can see that well or not. And you want to take your cactus. Remember, always wear gloves when handling cacti or soil. Don't live by me. And you just want to see. You don't want to compress the roots down in there. You don't want to set it down and have the roots all compressed. You want to hold it like that. I don't know if you can see that. And just get the general idea of how much soil you got to put in the bottom. So that's probably good right there. Then you just hold on to the cactus and just start putting soil in from the sides, putting soil in from the back. Just like repotting pretty much any other plant. You don't want it to sit too low in the pot. You sit a cactus too low in the pot, there's not enough air circulation to dry the top of the soil, and you can actually start rotting the base of your plant rather easily that way. Just get some soil. Continue to hold it until it can actually support itself. You don't want to compress the soil too much because you want those roots to still be kind of fluffy. See, it's kind of holding its own weight, and then you can just lean it to the side, put some more soil in there, and make sure it's level. Now it doesn't matter if it's level or not, straight up. It's all to your eye, what you want. It doesn't really affect the growth that much if your plant's not standing straight up in the pot. And some people will tell you to pack the soil down and this and that, make sure it's holding nice and tight. I tend not to do that because, again, it'll compress the roots, it'll compress the soil, get rid of pretty much the aeration that you strive for when you make your mix with all the different additives to aerate the soil. So, just going around, and that looks pretty good. See how quick and simple that was? I still got plenty of mix left to pot up some other cacti. Some people use top dressing, fill it around, make it more a little aesthetically pleasing. I tend to stay away from top dressings because I am in the wetter regions of the country. Top dressing will make the soil stay wet longer. It'll take longer for the soil to dry out if you put top dressing on it. Some people out west, Arizona, California, Nevada, and the drier climates, of course, they put top dressing on so the soil doesn't dry out in like 3 hours. So that's that. Nice, all potted up. Now you're not going to want to water this fella. I'm going to actually let him stay in that pot with no water for at least 2 to 3 weeks. Let some new feeder roots grow out, get around in there. If there is any wounds, broken roots I talked about in the first video, if there is any of them, you definitely don't want to water it. You can never know if there is or not. That's why you let it sit for a couple of days before you pot it. But just as a precaution, if there is, I don't want to wet the soil, make mud, leave it dry. Don't want to put it in full sun. I'm going to put it in my greenhouse, probably on the bottom shelf where it's nice and shaded but still gets light. And then slowly move it back up to full sun inside the greenhouse. And then eventually water it. Best time to actually repot cacti is not right now, coming close to winter. You want to do it in early spring and any time during the summer. Winter, the cacti normally go dormant, but I still got some warm temperature down here in Florida for at least another month, so I should be fine with this. Alright, and that concludes the video. Thank you for watching.